Hi there guys, I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech, and in this video I'll be unboxing and doing a hands-on review of the Infinix Hot 10. So guys, here's the box. Now this is the latest Hot series phone, the Hot 10, and Infinix has packed in a lot of cool features in this phone and they have also priced it pretty aggressively. This phone is going to be priced around 10,000 rupees. Final price will be in the description, do check it out. It will be available only in one variant with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage in 4 colors: Ocean Wave, Moonlight Jade, Amber Red, and Obsidian Black. We have the Moonlight Jade color with us right now. Now this phone has a lot of crazy stuff like a MediaTek Helio G70 processor, massive 5200 mAh battery that supports fast charging up to 18 watts, quad camera setup, and this pinhole display setup, which definitely looks way better than any other phone in this price segment. So I'm really excited about this phone. So without any further delays, let's get on with the unboxing. This is how the overall packaging looks like, a bit different from the previous Infinix box designs. At the bottom we have the most highlighting information, that's 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage along with G70 processor, and you also get to see how the display looks with that pinhole camera. Now on the left side we have the phone's name, Hot 10, on the right side it's the same. At the top we have the Infinix branding, at the bottom we have some specs, IMEI numbers, and so on. On the back we have the most highlighting features, followed by some specs and so on. Now let me just unbox it. Now once we open the box, first we have the phone itself. Let me just put that aside. Next we have a 10 watts power adapter. It's just 10 watts but the phone supports 18 watts, so that's pretty good. Next we have a micro USB charging cable. Next we have some documentation, a soft silicone case. It's completely plain, this time there's no design to it. And finally, we also get a free screen guard inside the box. I wish it was pre-applied. Now coming back to the phone, on the front we have the most highlighting features. That's the processor, display size, battery capacity, and the quad camera setup. Even on the back we have another sticker with SIM card information, buttons, IMEI numbers, and so on. So guys, this is how the Moonlight Jade looks on the back side, and this is how the phone looks on the front. Now let's have a physical overview. On the back, this phone has a plastic back panel with a pretty smooth finish and a pretty cool pattern underneath, which definitely looks pretty different from any other phone out there. On the top left corner, we have the quad camera setup along with a quad LED flash, followed by the fingerprint scanner and Infinix branding. At the bottom, it says Hot, designed by Infinix. On the front, you get a massive display with a pinhole camera design protected by 2.5D curved glass. Above the display, we have the earpiece, and below the display, it's completely plain. Chin is kinda big, but considering the price, it's manageable. Now for the sides, on the right side, it has the power and volume buttons made of plastic. They have a nice clicky feel to them and they are sufficiently elevated. At the top, it is completely plain. On the left side, it has a SIM card tray housing 2 nano SIM slots along with a dedicated SD card slot. Finally, at the bottom, we have the 3.5mm audio jack, followed by the primary microphone, micro USB charging port, and the speaker grill. Now this phone has a thickness of 8.88mm and weighs 204 grams. In hand, it doesn't feel all that thick, and it has a bit of weight to it, but weight distribution is pretty decent, so the phone doesn't feel all that heavy. Now let me try out the case. Now this is how the phone looks on the back with the case on, and this is how it looks on the front. Now this is just a soft silicone case. It can just give you some extra grip and prevent smudges, that's all, no protection whatsoever. There is a tiny bit of raised lip for the camera module, but that's almost negligible. Even in the front, there is a tiny bit of raised lip, which is actually better than the cameras. Overall, case is pretty good for a few days, but if you're worried about dropping your phone, I would recommend you to get a better case as soon as possible. Now these are the complete specifications of this phone. On the rear, this phone has a quad camera setup with a 16MP primary camera with f1.85 aperture, a 2MP camera for taking portrait shots, that's followed by a 2MP macro lens, and finally a low light sensor. For selfies, it has an 8MP camera with f2.0 aperture and dual LED flash. On the front, it has a massive 6.78-inch pinhole display with HD Plus resolution with 20.5:9 aspect ratio, 480 nits of brightness, and 91.5% screen to body ratio. Under the hood, it sports a MediaTek Helio G70 processor with Mali G52 GPU, with 6GB of LPDDR4 RAM and 128GB of storage. Right out of the box, it will be running XOS 7.0 based on Android 10. This device is powered by a 5200 mAh battery that supports fast charging up to 18 watts, but comes with a 10 watts power adapter inside the box. By the way, this phone also has DTS HD surround sound, which can further improve the audio experience. So guys, now let me turn on the phone and set it up and come back to you in a second. So guys, this is how the phone looks once we turn it on and set it up. Now here's the about page. This phone is running XOS version 7.0 based on Android 10 with the August security patch, which is pretty decent. And out of that 6GB of RAM, we get about 4.19GB of RAM right out of the box. And out of that 128GB of storage, we get about 113GB of space for our user apps and user data. Now here's the camera interface. Over here we have a toggle to quickly zoom in. This is just digital zoom, so it's just like taking a picture and zooming in. So I would recommend you to take pictures always in this default mode. On the left side we have the regular video recording mode, and on this phone we have the option to record up to 2K resolution. Next we have short video, where we can record a short video, and Infinix also presents us a lot of tools to edit those videos. Now on the right side we have a dedicated beauty mode, and following that is the bokeh mode, that's portrait shot for the rear camera. And finally we have super night mode, which allows us to take better pictures in low lighting conditions. Now here's the interface for the front facing camera, and initial impressions, it looks pretty good. And as you can see, once we switch to the front camera, we have a ring over the front camera as an indicator, which looks pretty good. And this phone also has dual LED flash on the front, and that's pretty well hidden. So even in low lighting conditions, you can take some pretty decent selfies. Now on the left side, we have the regular video recording mode, and we also have the short video mode, where you can record video and edit it as well. On the right side, we have the regular beauty mode. Next, we have the portrait mode, that's portrait selfies. And finally, AR shots, where you can add stickers to your face like these. So guys, that was the camera interface, and these are some sample shots. Now let's test the fingerprint scanner. I've already set it up, so here we go. Fingerprint scanner is super fast. Like, it's as fast as the Oppo and Vivo phones, it's almost instantaneous. So that's definitely usable. Now let's test the face unlock feature. Even face unlock is super fast. Well, Infinix wasn't this fast when it comes to face unlock, so they've definitely improved. It's definitely as good as the Oppo and Vivo phones. Now let's test it in complete darkness. And it's trying to increase the brightness and compensate for the low lighting conditions. And even in complete darkness it works, and it is pretty fast. Infinix has really improved a lot with this phone. So that was face unlock feature. Now let's test the speaker loudness. This phone has just a single speaker at the bottom. And this is how it sounds.
Track of time, buying things online, and it's not like we need them. We don't need them. It's the calm before the storm. Things aren't as they were before. You best start racing. Did you think you could keep us down? Shut the gates, forget us now.
So guys, speaker on this phone is pretty loud, definitely one of the loudest speakers in this price segment. It's great for ringtones, alarms, and it's definitely great for media consumption. Now before I conclude, these are the benchmark scores. So guys, this is the new Infinix Hot 10. This is definitely, hands down, the best phone that you can get at 10,000 rupees. Infinix Hot 10 offers a lot of stuff which none of the other phones in this price segment offer. Not Realme, not Redmi, not Samsung, no other brand. Well, here's a quick lineup once again. You get a massive 5200 mAh battery that supports fast charging. You get a pretty huge 6.7-inch screen with that punch hole design, which looks pretty flashy. And especially in terms of performance, you are getting a Helio G70 processor with 6GB of RAM and 128GB of storage at just 10,000 rupees, which none of the other brands are offering. So guys, under 10,000 rupees, I can definitely recommend you this phone. Now, what do you think about this phone? Do let me know by commenting below this video, and if you're planning to buy this phone, use the link in the description. It always helps the channel. If you have any doubts or want us to make any specific video, tweet out to us with the hashtag AskGreedyTech on Twitter and we will try to make it as soon as possible. I'm Nikhil from Greedy Tech signing off. Have a nice day.